Hi everybody, welcome to the Art of KCF YouTube channel. Today I am coming to you with an idea for a new series called Tooling Around Studio Utopia, where I introduce you to some of my favorite tools in my studio. So, it will probably come as no surprise that I have been thrifting, and I came upon this amazing large frame with a pretty exciting, unusual, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I don't know, the design kind of falls flat. It's dirty, could really use a wash. Let me grab it and show you exactly what I mean. Whoops. Okay, so here it is. It's this huge frame. I don't even know what the dimensions of this thing are, but I saw it and let me see. I saw this price tag. I hope that will focus for you. Let's see. $3.99. Steal of a deal for the amount of wood. Let me show you. Man, I really need like more room in the studio. For the amount of wood that is present underneath this piece of fabric. So my task is going to be to take this unsightly fabric off of this frame to see what we're working with underneath and to see if I might be able to stretch a canvas on this, which would be incredible because I have plenty of canvas laying around in the studio, and then I will have a new surface to paint a larger scale painting on. Okay, before we dive into attacking how to get that thing off, let me show you a couple of the tools that we're going to use to do this. First up is my handy dandy miniature crowbar staple remover. This is a 4-in-1 tool that has a number of different features that you can use to pry different things up. This is technically the staple remover, but I really like using this part of this tool. If I recall, this was really pricey, and I actually put it on my Christmas/holiday wish list last year because it was like, I want to say like maybe close to $80 for this tiny little thing. Like, it is not that big, but it is a go-to tool in my studio, and so we expensed it. I've also grabbed a pair of needle nose pliers because sometimes when you use the staple remover in the wood, you have to use a little pincher to get what you left behind. And then lastly, what I've brought to the table is this magnetic bin. You can see that there are some pieces of metal that are actually headed to the trash. But this is super handy to make sure that you don't lose any of your metal pieces and like get this lodged in your foot later when you're working in the studio. So I'll be using this to make sure that I grab those staples because the magnet will just pull it right here. So join me in taking these staples off to clear this fabric off of this frame, and then we'll reconvene and talk about what we found, what we discovered. finished removing all of the staples from the frame, and you can see that I have this completely released, and the frame is, well, what we would call in our household desnuda, naked. It is really nice. You can see where the staples were on the piece of boards. But what I am most heartened by is that these are basically, I mean, I do think this was a painter's stretcher. I kind of get that sense because of this connector. This is a way that stretcher frames are often put together. You slide two pieces of wood together like this, and then you put this extra piece on the outside to kind of, I don't know, not have that gap there. And then you can stretch a piece of fabric over this. So I will be converting this into a canvas frame, a stretcher frame for a different painting, but that'll have to be part 2. Join me again next time. Maybe I will do a little tutorial on how I will create an additional brace for this. I will cut down some wood because you don't want this like large 4-foot span without anything else to brace it. I'm going to go wash this piece of fabric in the washing machine, and then I'm going to cut it up to piece it for some quilts. This dark brown color, perfect early 90s color for my childhood upbringing. So can't wait to cut that up and get that into a painting. That's really all I have for today. If you want to know where I sourced my tools, I will put that in the caption, and you know what to do. Like and subscribe to stay tuned to the next episode of Toolin' Around in Studio Utopia with the Art of KCF. All right. Have a good one, everybody.